What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nasher. Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get into this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs is now officially over. We have now moved into the road to 500 subs, and if you guys missed yesterday's video, yeah, I kind of fucked up a bit. If you guys saw yesterday's video, then you guys already know what happened. I already explained, but for those who didn't, definitely check it out. As a bit of a spoiler, I pulled these two: an Ultimate Rare, G-Morph Warwolf, and then the man himself, an Ultimate Rare Elemental Hero Air Neos. I was kind of hoping we would pull both, but you know what? Pulling the ulti, I won't complain. I will not complain, but as I have said, in previous videos, if this channel gets to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Piece of Exodia, Pot of Greed, Monster Reborn. The possibilities are out there. Now, however, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety on the channel that I also got from my partners at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever Collector's Rare, because if you guys missed out on my Genesis Impact box opening from several months ago, I pulled this Collector's Rare B-Cop from the Underworld from Genesis Impact. This thing is absolutely beautiful. I'm planning on getting this plus those two ultis graded. Not sure when though, but it's going to happen. But I mentioned in yesterday's video, if this channel gets to 400 subs, 400, I will open up another Strike of Neos booster box to redeem myself from yesterday's video. So be sure to get ready for that and subscribe. So if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which ties into this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, which is this: who should step up to Io Sky and the WWE Women's Championship? Let me know down in the comments below, because for this week's episode, I'm going to be talking about the five superstars that deserve to challenge Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship, potentially at the next premium live event, which will be Payback. Maybe it might happen at Superstar Spectacle. Already we found out that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn will defend their tag team titles against Indus, which is going to be a crazy matchup. But we also found out yesterday as well that the 16-time world champion John Cena will team up with one of his greatest rivals and greatest friends, from what I've been hearing, the world heavyweight champion Seth freaking Rollins, to take on Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser Imperium. That's going to be a crazy match. So let's talk about Io Sky. Let's talk about Io Sky and the role she's been on since winning Money in the Bank. I mean, she's already been in the ring with some of the absolute best. Even in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, she was in the ring with women like Becky Lynch, women like Trish Stratus, women like Zoe Stark, Zelina Vega, Bayley, just to name a few. And now she's the women's champion. Enough said. Enough said. She's already had like what, one, maybe two title defenses, and like what, both times she successfully retained her title. And in fact, I think this past Friday on SmackDown with the tribute episode, if you will. Whoa, hang on, guys. Fix my desk. Move my camera over. There we go. There we go. Sorry, guys. I had to readjust my camera a bit. Anyway, she defended the WWE Women's title against Zelina Vega, and it basically proved that Io Sky does not need damage control. It basically proved, again, it proved that Io Sky doesn't need damage control. It's more so of the other way around. Damage control needs Io Sky. Why? Some people would say that it's to make both themselves, Bayley and Dakota Kai, relevant again. But who the hell knows? But I'm gonna be talking about the 5 superstars who I believe should challenge Io Sky for the women's title. And let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with probably one of the most obvious, Scarlett. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait a minute, Scarlett? Why her? Here's the thing. A lot of people might not realize it, but she actually competed on the independent scene at one point in her career. In fact, if I remember correctly, Scarlett. Here we are, Scarlett Bordeaux. Here we are. In fact, if I remember correctly, she actually won quite a few championships in her wrestling career. In fact, let me see if I can find something. Here we are, championships and accomplishments. DDT Pro Wrestling, excuse me, Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship, East Coast Wrestling Association Women's Championship, Maryland Championship Wrestling Rage Television Championship, Masters of Ring Entertainment Wrestling Women's Championship, excuse me, Pro Wrestling After Dark SAW Women's Championship, and ranked number 89 of the top 100 female wrestlers in the PWI Female 100 in 2019. Think about that. She's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 titles, 5 championships throughout her whole professional wrestling career. And yet, for some reason, she's only had like maybe a few matches in WWE. I feel like, in my opinion, in my honest opinion, I feel like she should step away from becoming Karrion Kross's manager of sorts, and focus more so on her own career and potentially winning championships, such as the WWE Women's title. Think about this: if Karrion Kross were to become, let's say he were to become the NXT North American champion. Let's say that Scarlett goes after the WWE Women's title and she wins it. Think about that. Think about that. I mean, that right there would prove that Scarlett would be a force to be reckoned with. And I think people are seeing her as a joke. And she's that's not how I see it. She's no joke. She's probably one of the most serious talents that WWE has to offer, but hasn't reached her full potential. And I think by reaching her full potential in the ring, she could be a huge threat to Io Sky as women's champion. But speaking of threats, next up, Shotzi. Yes, obviously, yes, I know that she had an opportunity at the SmackDown Women's title when it was still around, but with her trying to get rid of Bayley, trying to shave Bayley's head off, one can assume that once she gets rid of Bayley, she'll probably go after Dakota Kai, and then go after Io Sky. I mean, do I even need to say anything else? I mean, Shotzi is probably one of the most gifted talents that SmackDown has to offer. Like, there's a reason why she's known as the ballsy badass, is because she has done things that we hadn't seen since Lita. And that's saying a lot, because Lita did a lot of crazy shit that we never thought possible. Whether it was a moonsault, whether it was a senton, Lita did all that, and Shotzi's doing the exact same thing. There's really not much to say, but I will say this though. I feel like as if Shotzi is being overlooked as wasted talent. It's not that I see her as wasted talent. It's more so of the fact that I see her as talent not being used the right way, to put it more simply, I guess. Because again, as I mentioned, yes, it's true that she's a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Yes, she's had a few opportunities at the NXT Women's title, but when you look at Shotzi on the main roster, she hasn't been used all that much. Shotzi has been used to the extent where if they continue to use her the way that she's been used, she might end up becoming nothing more than a jobber, and she might get released from WWE. And honestly, I know you guys don't want to see that. You guys don't want to see good talent get released randomly from out of nowhere like Shotzi. So that's something definitely to consider. I feel like Shotzi could become a great women's champion if she was booked correctly. Speaking of being booked correctly, next up, Mia Yim. Here's the thing. She's been in WWE for a few years now and has yet to win a single championship. This proves that WWE doesn't see her as championship material. I will say this. I will say this. Her becoming a full-fledged member of the OC has done wonders for her, because of the fact that she's gotten more screen time. She's been in the ring with a lot of the talent the last year or so. And not only that, but she's also competed in War Games as well, which was pretty crazy, because of the fact that the last time she was a part of a War Games team, her team won. And that was the first ever women's War Games match back at NXT TakeOver War Games in 2019. And I think the more screen time Michin gets, I feel like the more opportunities are gonna present itself to her, And the way I see it, if she knocks down that door, excuse me, we could potentially have a brand new WWE Women's Champion. Who knows? Who knows? But next up, since we were talking about damage control, next up is Bayley. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, why her? She's already been champion before. Yes, it is true that she's been champion before, but let's be real here. Let's be real. When it comes to Bayley and being in a tag team, she's always had a tendency to stab her teammates in the back. Look at Sasha Banks. Look at what happened to her. Those two women lost the tag team titles to, I think, who was it, to Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax back in 2020, and Bayley turned on Sasha Banks. It's just that simple. Look back after WrestleMania. After WrestleMania 35 in MetLife Stadium, they lost the tag team titles, and she stabbed Sasha in the back, literally taking her off TV for months. If she could do that to someone like Sasha, who's to say that she won't do that to someone like Io Sky? That's just how I see it. That's just how I see it. She's only in it for herself. She only wanted to... The way I see it, she only formed damage control just so she can get closer to whoever is the women's champion after that. Whoever became women's champion, that was who she was gonna go after. And Io Sky is the current women's champion, so you know damn well Bayley is gonna get that opportunity. Plain and simple. But coming in at the last spot might be the most obvious, because she is the former champion, Asuka. She's basically due a one-on-one rematch for the title. So I think it would only make sense if Asuka were to be the one to challenge Io Sky for the title, but only time will tell. We don't know who exactly is going to challenge Io Sky for the women's title. If I had to pick one of these five to challenge Io Sky for the WWE Women's title, it's hard to say, but it's hard to say because all five of these women are 100% worthy of challenging her for the title. But if I had to pick one, I would have to say Asuka, only because of the fact that Asuka knows Io Sky better than anyone else. Because if you guys had seen Asuka and Io from their days wrestling in Japan, these two, from what I've heard, they've been teammates, they've been rivals, and they've basically, and their paths basically have basically intertwined with one another, kind of similar to how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's roads kind of intertwined with one another. Asuka and Io have that same like chemistry, I guess, if you will. So definitely Asuka, and again, as I said, she's owed a rematch for the title. So who knows? Who knows? But with that being said, that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.